Hi, my name is Andrew Castaneda. Now, before we begin, I just want to get it on record and let you know that I am one of the biggest baseball fans there ever is. I started playing baseball when I was about 4 years old, and I honestly haven't stopped playing. I still go out to the field and I still practice. I still go to the cages, and I can be there for 2-3 hours. And whenever I have a stressful day, that's my stress relief. I go to the cages and by the cages I mean the batting cages, of course. I go out there and I can hit and hit for hours. I can do that all day long. And I still have this wild fantasy of wanting to become a Major League Baseball player and playing for the New York Yankees. That was my dream ever since I was little. In fact, when I was 12, I created an email account, and the email was futureyankee1006 at yahoo.com. That was my email for the longest time, and it's because I love baseball, and that was what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted my career to be. And today, I have the privilege of being able to tell you about one of the greatest baseball players that ever lived, that ever got to play the game. He's still alive, thankfully. And his name is Pete Rose. Now, Pete Rose, according to biography.com, was given the nickname Charlie Hustle. He was given that nickname by the Yankees pitcher Whitey Ford. And the reason they gave him that nickname was because he was known for just his hard work and his dedication, just his unrelentless hustle. In fact, he was one of the few players who, throughout the course of his career, continued to do head-first slides. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is what a head-first slide is. Now, that's Pete Rose, of course, and he's doing his famed head-first slide. And basically what a head-first slide is, when you go head-first into the bases, just so that you can get ahead of the ball so that you're not out. And he was known for that. It's a very dangerous thing to do, and yet he did it anyways because he wanted to win, because he was dedicated to the game. Now, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, he played for the major leagues. He played in the major leagues for 24 seasons, and over the course of those 24 seasons, he played for 3 different teams. He started off with the Cincinnati Reds, and then worked his way to the Philadelphia Phillies, ended up getting traded to the Montreal Expos, and then at the end of his career, he went back to the Cincinnati Reds. So he started with the Reds and ended with the Reds. Now, Mr. Charlie Hustle broke multiple records throughout his career, and a lot of them still stand to this day. That is according to biography.com. One of his most prestigious records that in my opinion, will never be broken ever again is his all-time hits record. Throughout the course of his career, he has hit more balls than anybody, and I don't think that'll ever get broken. Now, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, towards the end of his career, he also began managing a Major League Baseball team. He was one of the few players that were so good, they let him play and manage at the same time. Now, of course, it was for the same team, so he managed the Cincinnati Reds while he played for them, and that was, of course, towards the end of his career. But he started managing the Cincinnati Reds in 1986, and then ended up retiring in 1989. Now, according to ESPN.com, the reason he retired in 1989 is because he was held under investigation for betting on baseball while he was a player. Now, betting in sports is considered just the ultimate sin. It's considered just an absolute terrible thing to do as a player. If you're betting as a player on your team, it's considered one of the worst things you could do. Now, of course, these allegations came after his playing career, but the allegations were about him betting while he was a player. And he fought it adamantly and denied. But ultimately, on August 23rd of that same year, he was banned for life from the sport of baseball. And to this day, he is banned. According to ESPN, he has tried many different times to be reinstated in order to be in the Hall of Fame, and they have denied him each and every single time. Pete Rose, to me, is one of the greatest players of all time. He is still the all-time hits leader. But betting on sports is a no-no. That is an absolute, and we can't accept that. Now, I hope sometime down the road they reinstate him so that he can be in the Hall of Fame, because due to his banishment from baseball, that prohibits him from being in the Hall of Fame. And I think the Hall of Fame deserves to have Pete Rose in there. Now, I hope you learned a little bit of something today, and I thank you for listening.